All right, guys, good morning. We'll get started here in just a second. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Just a couple of brief announcements before we get started. I'm thinking about doing a live show for Thanksgiving Eve, which is coming up, of course. If anybody is interested in sponsoring that night or topic for that special, let me know. Just send me an email. Just post it in the comments below. And second thing, off topic, someone had mentioned about buying a 2002 Lexus with 100 and some thousand miles, which is insanely low. Inspection for rust, of course, but yeah, low mileage, no rust. If the price is right, the only thing I would suggest if you buy it, you may want to change the radio and put in like an Android Auto stereo with Bluetooth and maybe a camera. But so the answer is yes, just inspection for rust, please. All right, I have my coffee ready. Give me a moment. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell when I do these random videos, live shows. Let me adjust my headset here real quick. All right, that's better. Keurig coffee machines. They're the best. Absolutely. All right, so for this morning's topic, Ubuntu's Immutable OS, which is coming. From the information I gather, it'll be coming next April with the next LTS release. It is not going to replace the normal or standard Ubuntu from what I understand, but it'll be an option. I will definitely be testing it because the standard Ubuntu has not been fun at all. All right, let me grab another coffee here and we'll get started. Just give me a moment. All right, let's go into the topic and then I'll check the chat room, see if anybody has popped in. So let's go ahead and let me bring up that page. All right, so this is from the Ubuntu Summit, which was last week. It's in, I guess it was in Latvia. Oh yeah, I go there all the time. Many people from Brooklyn go to Latvia. Just kidding. Nothing against Latvia, but yeah, I'm not going to go there if that's where it was. But this is the Ubuntu Summit for this year, of course. And they talked about the Ubuntu Core Desktop, which will be immutable. And we've talked about this before, but let's take a look at this real quick. So, Immutable Linux is all the talk these days, but did you know that Canonical has been working on the infrastructure necessary to make that possible? For the past decade, we'll introduce you to the Ubuntu Core Desktop, covering what it is, what it isn't, why it's important, and of course why you will want this. You definitely should at least try. Chromebooks have perfected this, really, and they are fantastic Linux-powered machines. Let's see what else it says. We'll also talk about the roadmap to help illustrate the destination of the journey. All right, so there's not much more here, but yeah, Chromebooks really have perfected the idea, of course, with Chrome OS and the idea of the immutable desktop. I've been using Chromebooks now for a few years now. They are absolutely stunning, reliable, secure Linux-powered machines, and I guess I should thank Ubuntu with all the messes with the GNOME desktop for pushing me to more of an immutable OS with the Chromebook. I'm sure it was unintentional, but it is what it is. So even though I don't care for Ubuntu's normal standard GNOME desktop, I will definitely be testing this one. If it's as perfect as the Chromebooks, oh yeah, something I will probably keep and continue testing for the future. So we've talked about the Immutable OS. So if you have no clue what that is, let's take a look at this real quick. But let me grab another sip of coffee here. Also, all right. So Canonical began the development of the of this desktop back in 2014. That's about 3 or 4 years after Google's Chrome OS, but hey, better late than never, right? So it's basically what they say here, and I don't want to get too technical. If you're a Windows user, have no clue but are curious, it's what it says here. It's a containerized approach, meaning that each piece of the system is tamper-proof and can be updated cleanly and independently. Good description here, which is why you never hear about Chromebooks being hacked or ransomware. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you just don't hear about it. So if I scroll down, what is an immutable operating system? Well, it's read-only. The primary characteristic of an immutable OS is that the running system cannot be directly modified by users or applications. Atomic updates are applied atomically, meaning they are successfully applied all at once or not at all. Predictable, because the core operating system doesn't change. Its behavior is predictable across devices. Okay, so I won't read all of that, but what are the benefits? Well, security. It is difficult for malicious software to make changes. True. Stability. Again, I can vouch for all this because Chromebooks are this way. Reproducibility, because the OS is identical from boot to boot. It's easier to test and verify. Yep. There are some drawbacks here. Reduced flexibility. Very few drawbacks. The main drawback is you can't really customize an immutable system that much, but I'm not into customizations. I want a system that works, that doesn't crash. I don't have to fix anything, that has zero bugs, and Chromebooks pretty much have proven that. At least my multiple tests of multiple Chromebooks and testing Chrome OS Flex. By the way, I forgot to mention the background music is, of course, my talented dad from Italia. It's good that Chromebook, that Ubuntu has mentioned the king of the Linux desktop for the masses, as I like to call it, the standard Chrome OS. They mentioned Chrome OS. This is the godfather of the Linux-based systems. Oh yes, thank you, godfather. All right, so yeah, back in 2021. During the height of the pandemic, Chromebooks surpassed MacBooks in sales. That is astounding for a Linux-powered machine. All right, so they talk about snaps and all this stuff. I won't go into all of this, but the main thing here are the benefits of an immutable system is hopefully no bugs and very, very secure against malware and ransomware. By the way, if you're running Windows 11, there is built-in ransomware to protect you. Just turn the damn thing on. Anyway. So, I'm looking forward for Ubuntu's immutable system. Hopefully that'll be the next Linux desktop standard besides the Chromebooks. But we'll see. Yeah, this one has got me somewhat excited again about Ubuntu. As I stated, the GNOME desktop for me has not been a pleasant experience. I'm not the only one, which is why I use either Chromebooks or the Linux Mint. The Mate desktop is terrific, or even the Zorn OS is good, and I also like Linux Mint's XFCE desktop. All right, I'm going to grab a refill of coffee. Don't go away. I'll be right back. I will check in the chat, and if nobody's there, then we'll wrap it up. But give me a minute or two to continue this morning's podcast. I'll be right back. Thank you so much. All right, I'm back. I got my coffee. Thank you, Keurig. And this is not a sponsored video by Keurig. I just like using the Keurig coffee machines. It may be something blasphemous for New York Italians, but hey, it's fast and easy, so cheers. Ah, delicious. Okay, enough about coffee and Immutable Ubuntu. And Ubuntu, I sincerely mean this. I wish you the best of luck with Immutable. I hope it's much, much better than the standard desktop, at least in my experience. So, okay, where are we here? Let's go into the chat. We have Mr. Anand. Hello from Flatbush, Brooklyn. Oh, yeah. Flatbush Avenue. I do kind of remember Flatbush Avenue. Would that be near Prospect Park? A famous park in Brooklyn, Mr. Anand. It's been a while since I've been there. But wow, we have somebody from Brooklyn. How cool. What a small world. Hey, are you talking to me, Mr. Anand? You talking to me? I'm looking at you. Mr. Anand will know that's a sign of hello and affection and all that stuff. It's how we know. Sometimes we talk in New York and we drink coffee. You see what I'm saying there? Hey. Anyway, welcome to this morning's live stream. Great to have you here. Cool. Flatbush, Brooklyn, man. Anyway, I think there was a movie a long time ago called The Lords of Flatbush. And I believe it starred a very, very young Sylvester Stallone, if I recall correctly. Yeah, The Lords of Flatbush. The Lords of Flatbush. Anyway, welcome. Let me refresh the chat here. What we got here? Fan funding. I want live chat. There we go. Very good. Okay. If it looks like we got more than one person watching, if anybody else would like to say hello, have a question, please do ask. I enjoy doing these shows and chatting with you, answering questions as best that I can while I have some time. Let me look at my OBS studio. Looks like we're all in the green. And yeah. And if you're technically curious, I'm running Linux Mint Mate on a Lenovo machine from 2011. Not bad at all. If you haven't already, check out the live podcast I did. I think it was Sunday. I did a live podcast from the one of the Chromebooks that I have, running it on my 50-inch TV. That was Sunday night. The very first time doing that, running the Chrome OS, and it was flawless. So, yeah, check it out. That was fun. And easy, using the StreamYard software. I'm still waiting for the OBS Studio to be official for the Chromebook, so I can run OBS in a Chromebook and the video editor Kdenlive. If you have bought or considering purchasing a Chromebook, check out some links below, Amazon links below in the show notes. Those are affiliate links that'll help support this unique channel of ours. Chromebooks Plus have been released, and I'm curious to see how well they sell this holiday season. I think the biggest electronic items this season will probably still be your TVs and cell phones. I just ordered a new or almost new Motorola cell phone, the Moto Edge 2022 5G. And I know it's a year old now, but that was one of the most highest reviewed phones from Motorola from last year. That particular one will give you 3 or 4 years of OS updates and 4 years or more of security updates. And I believe that one is around $200 some, which is half price from last year's release date. So if you're looking for a new Android phone, you may want to check out the Motorola Edge 2022. I think it still might be available on Amazon. Since we've been talking about Ubuntu, does anybody else use Ubuntu or try to use it? Didn't like it, love it? I use Ubuntu based, such as, of course, Linux Mint and Zorin. Cannot get used to that default GNOME desktop. It is just not as user friendly as I would like. But as I've stated in the past, if it wasn't for Ubuntu Linux, I probably wouldn't be here doing this. Ubuntu was my first test, my first Linux date, as it were, and it's been quite a journey. Not only in learning something new, but meeting all of you, at least virtually. And that's been quite a journey. Mr. Anon, if you're still there, how are things in Flatbush, Brooklyn? I mentioned this holiday shopping season. One of my friends bought two 50-inch TVs. I think she got them off of Walmart, a Black Friday deal. I think she said she paid $150 each for a 50-inch. I'm not sure how good they are for $150, but hey, I suppose if you buy something like that and it lasts a couple years and it breaks, so what? You know, versus spending what, up to $1,000. I think 8K TVs are out now, but yeah, unless you're shooting a Hollywood movie, you probably don't need 8K, right? I mean, I'll stick around for a little bit more. It looks like it's a quiet morning in the chat. Again, if you keep missing these or want to be part of it, you know, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you click that notification bell so you know when I am on. And we can chat. So again, I am thinking about hosting a live chat for Thanksgiving Eve. Of course, I'm here in the States. Again, if anybody's interested in sponsoring that show or want to contribute, please let me know and I'll consider doing it. I do need to get some creamer for my coffee. Anyway. Spin Viking is in the house. Good morning from BC. How are you? Would that be British Columbia? Hope all is well over there. We've just been chatting this morning a little bit on the upcoming Ubuntu Immutable OS news. It looks like that'll be released in the next LTS. And that one I am curious of. As I stated, I've not had good luck or a big fan of the Ubuntu standard GNOME desktop. It has not been a fun experience. So if Ubuntu's Immutable OS is as good as the Chromebooks, that should be fun and a joy to use. So yeah, we'll see. I've tested Chrome OS in a machine that originally had Windows Vista. Yeah, that Windows Vista. And the Chrome OS, well, the Chrome OS Flex worked very well. So that's the machine I'll be testing it on once it's released. So we'll see. All right, let's see. What are we here? 9:53 local time. All right, let's give this another 5 minutes. See if anybody else drops in the chat, and if not, then we'll wrap it up for this morning. I'll start my day. If you haven't already, check out the new upload from my Australian friend Infinitely Galactic IG, who posted something on Linux Mint. Very well done, IG, explaining why that's his standard desktop for now at least. And yeah, Linux Mint has been a joy to use over the years. That was the second Linux OS I used after Ubuntu. Yes, Ben, the GNOME desktop has not been the lightest or the fastest. In fact, I found Windows 11 to run faster than Ubuntu, if you can believe that. But in my test, that's what it felt like on a machine that's over 10 years old. Yeah, you know, GNOME or GNOME, it feels like it's always a work in progress. It just never feels complete. And then having to install extensions to make it user-friendly, it's just, I don't know, to me it doesn't make sense. But hey, it's a choice. You don't have to use it. And I've chosen not to use it. I tried, believe me, I tried, but yeah, I went back to the Chromebook or the Mate desktop. I also like XFCE, just easy to use, lightweight, none fancy. I just want it to work. You know, my dad is singing in Italian, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame, or what an embarrassment. That's what I think Ubuntu has become sometimes with this GNOME desktop. And then the latest GNOME desktop says it breaks all the extensions. Oh, joy. If you open another RAM-intensive program like Facebook, it often crashes. I haven't noticed crashing it, but it is RAM-intensive. Yeah, you need at least 4 gigs to run Ubuntu, if not more. Same thing with Windows 11, by the way, just to be fair. But Well, there are choices out there. So, like I've been saying this year, if you are new to all this, your first choice into the Linux world, just buy a Chromebook. Even if you don't like it, you buy it and return it. But just buy a Chromebook to test the Chrome OS, just to see just how easy Linux can be. And then go from there. But yeah. Good morning, Yugi. How are you? All right, I have almost finished my coffee here, so we'll wrap this up here in a few minutes. It's been warm here in Ohio, relatively warm for this year. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up for this morning. And if you came in late, of course, you can replay this. Again, I might do a live show Thanksgiving Eve. Haven't decided yet. Again, if we can pick up a sponsor or a contributor for that show for a topic, then I'll just schedule it and let you guys know. And because I don't have any plans. And here, really in Ohio, in places like this, you just never know if it's going to be a snowstorm or an ice storm. So I generally tend to stay home around the holidays just to avoid travel and just be safe. So we might be on Thanksgiving Eve for a live show like we used to do. Finish this coffee here. All right, guys, that's all I have for this one. Thank you all for stopping by. As far as Ubuntu goes, I wish you the best of luck with the Immutable OS. I'm looking forward to testing that one when it is released. And we'll see how that one goes. All right, it is 10 a.m. I'm going to start my day. Catch you on the next one, my friends. Arrivederci. Take care.